Okay, let's talk about one of the most insane business stories happening right now. Nvidia. Yeah, the company that for the longest time most of us just knew from video games. Well, they've rocketed to a valuation that is just, it's almost hard to wrap your head around. And it's all because of the AI revolution, which, as you know, happened way faster than anyone thought. Let's dive in.
So, let's just start with the number itself. $3 trillion. That's a 3 followed by 12 zeros. It's a mind-boggling figure. At its peak in 2024, this was the market value of a single company, a company that, at its core, makes computer chips.
And to really put that into perspective, $3 trillion isn't just a big number for a corporation. It's the size of a major country's entire economy. You can see right here, Nvidia's value is right up there with the whole economic output of the United Kingdom, and it's even bigger than France's. That comparison is just, it's staggering. Which, brings us to the big question, right? The one we're all trying to figure out. How in the world did a company that built its name making graphics cards for gamers become one of the most valuable companies in history? Well, the answer, it has everything to do with a gold rush.
Yep, an AI gold rush. You see, when OpenAI dropped ChatGPT back in late 2022, it was like a starting pistol fired for the whole tech industry. All of a sudden, every single major company was scrambling to build its own AI, and that kicked off this unbelievable, desperate demand for a very, very specific piece of hardware.
And this, right here, is the absolute key to understanding NVIDIA's whole strategy. See, they're not out there trying to build the best AI themselves. Nope, they're selling the tools, the picks and shovels, if you will. These incredibly powerful computer chips are the one thing every single company needs to have a chance at finding their own AI gold. It is the ultimate picks and shovels business model. Now, this didn't just happen overnight. Not at all. If you look at their history, the seeds for this were planted a long, long time ago. They started out in gaming, sure, but the real game changer was way back in 2006. That's when they launched CUDA, their software platform that, kind of quietly, turned their gaming chips into these super powerful computing engines. So when ChatGPT came along in 2022, it was like tossing a match on a pile of gasoline they'd been building for years, leading to that incredible valuation we see now. And the speed, the sheer speed of this climb is just wild. A 10x increase in value in just 4 years. That is one of the fastest, most massive creations of wealth the stock market has ever seen. And it's all being powered by this explosion in artificial intelligence. So, how did they pull it off? How did they build this monopoly machine? It's not just luck, being in the right place at the right time. NVIDIA's power really stands on 3 incredibly strong pillars. Let's break them down. So, first up, market share. And honestly, this chart just says it all. When you're talking about the chips that are absolutely critical for training these huge AI models, NVIDIA isn't just the leader, they basically are the market, 95%. That kind of stranglehold is almost unheard of in any major tech industry. Second pillar, pricing power. Because, when you have virtually no competition, you can pretty much charge what you want. Their flagship H100 chip, this is the engine of the whole AI revolution. It can cost up to $40,000 for one chip, and companies are lining up to buy them by the tens of thousands. And all that leads to the third pillar, just insane profitability. A 76% gross margin, it's incredible. It means for every dollar of chips they sell, 76 cents is gross profit. That absolutely blows other tech giants like Apple and their main rival, Intel, completely out of the water. So for investors, it's simple. This is a company that doesn't just dominate, it makes an unbelievable amount of money doing it. Okay, so that's the how they did it. But let's talk about why any of this actually matters to the rest of us. The rise of this giant is sending these huge ripple effects across the entire economy. It's changing the rules of the game for everyone. Just look at who's buying these things. It's a who's who of big tech. Microsoft, Google, Amazon. They're spending not just millions, but billions of dollars apiece. Their entire ability to compete in AI now depends, literally, on how many of these NVIDIA chips they can get their hands on. And what that does is create a totally new reality for innovation. If you want to be a serious player in AI today, you need a mountain of cash just to buy the hardware. Progress isn't just about writing clever code anymore. It's about whether you can even get the chips. Suddenly, infrastructure is the biggest cost on the budget. This has also completely shaken up the job market for tech folks. Since everybody is building on Nvidia's hardware, knowing how to program for their specific software platform, which is called CUDA, well, that's become one of the hottest, most valuable skills a developer can possibly have right now. And let's bring it all the way back to you. Every single time you type a question into ChatGPT or you use an AI tool to create an image, you are connecting to a massive data center somewhere that is packed to the gills with Nvidia hardware. This isn't just some abstract thing happening in the cloud, it's a physical revolution, and it's built on their silicon. So, of course, that leads us to the inevitable question: what happens next? Can this incredible meteoric rise actually last, or is Nvidia maybe flying a little too close to the sun? Well, looking ahead, it's not all clear skies. Competitors like AMD and Intel are working like crazy to try and catch up, and Nvidia literally can't make chips fast enough to meet demand. But their strengths, man, they are serious. They've got a pipeline of even more powerful chips coming, and more importantly, they have that software ecosystem, CUDA, that's so deeply entrenched, it's really hard for customers to just switch. Which leaves us with the big multi-trillion-dollar question. Are we just watching a temporary hype-fueled peak that's bound to correct itself? Or is this valuation actually just the starting point for a brand new era in technology with this one company sitting right at the center of everything? I guess I'll just leave you with this final thought. NVIDIA's valuation isn't really just about one company. You can think of it as a barometer for the AI revolution itself. And if you're someone who believes that this revolution is really only in its first few innings, then the story of NVIDIA might just be getting started.